What's up? Fucking bored. Day 2 on the Trek Zone. Woo! So yeah, it's got some interesting side effects. Nothing scary. Bit of upset stomach. What's up, Silver Wolf? Good to see you. And here's a link. Got some groceries. Put in some laundry. It's 3:20. I know Brojo's live, so. Take a rip for it. I'm smoking a little bit. I got this sativa here. It's almost gone. I went to a different dispensary. Crumbled it up already. But it's lemon bars at 31% THC. That I've been smoking on. Hola.
Hi.
Check my settings. Sure, I have the echo cancellation. Oh, I can put my earbud in if it echoes. Like, let me know. I'll just do that.
I mean, you sound perfectly fine to me.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Nick Rowe.
Yes, spooky. It is.
I was trying to figure out this morning, so I think I figured out. Well, I did. So I figured out how to, so I can like stream shows on the Discord now. So like I can do like watch parties in the Discord chat.
I forgot that was a thing.
What?
No, I totally forgot that was actually a thing in Discord.
Yeah, and people do it all the time. Like, so it's not against the TOS. Like, yeah. So you got like a GoFundMe page up for your thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're still at the house now?
For right now, or, well, till tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. It's always scary. I went from like thinking about that, like when I first started the channel, I was renting a room in Sacramento. Then I left there to come down here for work, and then I was staying with family. I was couch hopping, and then got kicked out of there. And then I went and I got the office, and I was staying in the office. And then I left there. I ended up staying in my car, and then went back to stay with family. And then, but before I got this place, I ended up staying in a utility shed, like a utility closet,
Oh
like
shit.
for like a few months before I found this place. So it was
Damn.
like, yeah, I went from having like an actual room in a house to like living like random spaces. I'm like in a garage, which is part of the house, but
Mm.
and I'm making exactly the same amount of money I was when I left during the pandemic,
Jesus.
and I'm paying 300 more a month than I was.
Lovely.
Like I don't know if you call that progress.
uh, I don't know either. To be honest with you.
I had somebody up there offer trying to get me a job. He's a supervisor up there in the industry, and he offered me a job, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you do Walmart parking lot, 18.50 an hour." And I was like, "Dude, that's like it's going the other way. I'm trying to make more money out here, but thank you." And
Damn.
it's true, like rent's a little cheaper, but judging by what I just told you, like you know, I said I'm only paying $3, 300 bucks more a month, right? But I'm making 22 an hour minimum, sometimes more. So it's like okay. Oh yeah, sure. So I've been homeless before, and when Kevin and I worked together a while ago, I lived. Yeah, that was before I got the room in Sacramento. I was living in a garage up there as well. Yep.
Yeah,
What's up, bro?
it's definitely weird here just because I don't know what the fuck it is, but everywhere they're just jacking up prices and renting homes and apartments and it's like what the fuck?
Yeah, it was pretty much everywhere in America, but I mean that's just inflation. Like that's why I keep like
Yeah.
talking about rent control because like the price of housing keeps going up, and it's like minimum wage doesn't keep up. So it's like okay, can't like afford to live anywhere. Like it's like the main thing.
Yeah. It's
Like over
like
here,
if
the way
everyone's
to
gonna
be like,
go homeless.
hmm,
No, it's like, even if the minimum wage doesn't go up anytime soon, then everyone's at some point within like the next years are just gonna go straight to homeless. Well, besides the rich people, obviously.
well, the minimum wage keeps going up. It's been going up what, like every 6 months or something like that since Obama raised it. But
Not here.
uh, no, it's federal. I guess everybody.
Actually, it's weird, because it's actually supposed to be going up this year and it never has.
Yeah, no, it did. I can't like look right now, but I know it did.
Yeah.
I mean, it may not look that way for your paycheck if you're already making minimum, like over minimum wage, then your paycheck's not actually going up. But if say the actual minimum wage itself has been raised, they keep doing it. So it's like when it started, it was I remember like 12 or something like that. It's supposed to climb up to 15, I think. I don't remember the numbers, something like that.
Mm. Yeah, so it says here in 2024 the minimum wage in Mass will remain at 15 per hour.
Oh yeah, so you're already at the federal. That's why.
Oh shit.
That's what I'm saying. There are people who are making less than that. Like when that shit went in, I was making like 13.50 an hour.
Yeah, don't mind my background.
Do what?
I said don't mind my background.
Your background.
Yeah, someone's in the living room and he's very, very loud.
Um, so I got up early this morning, came home. I was just exhausted. Dude. I was pooped. So again, came home, went right to sleep, and when I woke up, I had that like immediately like I did start having a little bit of a craving when I woke up. Okay. I sat there for a minute. I didn't want to take my meds on an empty stomach. So I waited it out, put in my laundry, took a shower, and then like had some like sweet and sour rice stuff I was getting. And I took my pill. And then from the time that I walked from here to the grocery store and back, I felt it like kicking in. Okay. So like yeah, you can definitely like notice the effects of it.
Yeah, I can definitely tell.
Sure says a lot of fast food places in my neighborhood have closed, so discount dollar store, the people working there have lost their jobs. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
the dollar down the street from here closed down. Like when I like the first like couple weeks after I moved here, like it was open, and one day they put a sign on the window that said "System down, store temporarily closed." And it's been like that ever since. And I was like a year ago.
hmm.
Oh, hey, Halsey. Um, sorry, I didn't. Wasn't sure. No, the naltrexone. I'm on a medication called naltrexone, and so like what it does, I guess, is like blocks the opioid receptors in your brain. Um, but yeah, it kind of makes you feel like definitely like a little bit of an altered state. Like it's not like a familiar state, but definitely like a head change going on there. And then yeah, it's not something you like I wouldn't say like some people say like you don't even think about drinking when you're on it. I just think it's like a feeling you wouldn't want to mix with alcohol. Like that's the way I'm thinking of it. I'm like I don't really want to see what happens if I drink all this shit.
Right.
So yeah, so far so good. Yeah, I heard they're saying like like certain industries like that are like just gonna be like going out. Like cashier jobs aren't gonna be a thing soon. They're going to be automating, and we're all just going to be doing self checkout, and all you're going to have are security guards. Like that's going to be like like get into security, you know. Good afternoon, Christian Carpenter. Hey, Cryptomaria. Yeah. Like there'll be no cashiers, and then everybody will do self checkout, and the only thing preventing them from stealing through self checkout is security.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then they're going to automate the security guards. Pretty soon we're going to have like robot security guards. So then we're going to go out of business. All down.
I mean, it's already bad enough. We already have a fucking robot going around up and down aisles, blasting this bright ass light, blinding the fuck out of you as you're doing your job, working with the shelves. And he's supposedly checking each tag, but like I don't know why they made it to where, oh, if you're working on the set and he's checking on tags, why is he checking on tags while we're working on the set? Why can't he just fucking wait? Oh wait, no, because he's dumb and he's a fucking robot. That's why.
They have a robot checking your tags.
Yet that's Marty the robot. He used to just go up and down aisles and make sure there's like nothing in the way or it spills or anything like that. But now they made it to where he's now checking tags and shelves, and it's like, bruh, he just scans shelves now. It's like, why? It's really annoying.
Trudeau wasted 42K on a Star Wars photo moment today. I think the dark side has taken over. Is it taxpayer money? I'll have to check it out. And it sure says they have robot arms to flip burgers. Yeah, they have robot arms that do all kinds of strange things. I'm surprised they don't have like a robot arm that's like a personal, like a personal pleasure assistant or something. I'm sure that's coming.
That or like a robot to pick up kids and put them down and, feed them and whatnot. That would be interesting. Well, you too, Spooky. I saw that comment.
Robot wolf.
That actually sounds pretty badass.
Soon we will all be cyborgs.
Mm.
Some people say we technically are because of phones.
I mean, I suppose.
What? You heard me right, sure. Arm for self pleasure.
Yeah.
A back snatcher, but the other one, yeah.
I knew what you meant.
Automated society.
What the
Beef boots
Spooky. Oh my god.
So I found this interesting fact. So I was asking the question about the raccoons, and I found the answer. I was like, this has to be on the internet. And in fact, it was. But did you know raccoons use their paws to navigate their environment and to find food? Their front paws are very sensitive and dexterous, allowing them to identify objects without seeing them. So I was like, these fuckers aren't looking at the ground. Like they're just like feeling, well, why do they do that? Raccoons use a technique called dowsing, which involves wetting their paws to stimulate the nerve endings. This helps them feel for things like rotten spots that they wouldn't want to eat. So
Huh.
basically, like, yeah.
I never fucking knew that, but you know what? That makes so much sense because there's a mod for Minecraft that has raccoons, and for the raccoons, for some reason they made them big and fat. I don't know why, but the raccoons in Minecraft is kind of similar to real life, to where they get an egg from a chicken, they go to water and just wash it before they eat it. I'm like, what the fuck? So that makes so much sense now.
Yeah, they'll wash their food off and shit. Yeah. They're actually pretty smart little fuckers.
Yeah, pretty much.
And my predictive text did this to me when I was in chat.
Oh my god, that's funny.
You see what the
Jesus Christ.
well, what do you think I'm trying to say?
Yeah, exactly. Phones and computers think you're trying to say something specific, and it's like, no, I'm fucking not. You can't read my mind.
Christian Carper said I had a trash panda as a pet as a kid. Oreo was his name. Oreo.
Interesting name.
Hmm.
I mean, we have a trash panda here, but he's human. So,
Yeah, mine are regulars out there. Tried to get a couple good pictures. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the other guys out there all try to scare him off. So I'm the only one who's like, "What's up, y'all?" And then they were just like hanging out. Like I stopped feeding them. We were just like kicking it. We were listening to the Doors. They're just like,
yeah, that sounds about right. To be honest, he loved cookies. He died from being overweight. Wow. So you just kept feeding him cookies his entire life? Is that what you're saying? Is that why you named him Oreo? That's cute.
they did try to come into my shack at one point. I was like, no, you gotta stay outside. That's where I'm drawing the line.
I think I did hear you name one of them William.
Yeah, I was, well, I couldn't tell which one was which at first. I was calling one of them Bernie, and then I started calling the other one William. But I think I had him confused. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure how to sex the raccoons. Like one is a lot bigger than the other one, but the big one is like the submissive. Like the little one dominates. So like the little one takes all the food when I'm trying to feed him. I kept trying to get the big one to take some food, and then the big one just like went and like laid down and like let the little one eat. Okay. So I
That
don't know what
reminds me of my dogs.
that.
My dogs did that. The fuck? Weird.
Well, Halsey's up. We were supposed to work on something. Thought she was taking a nap, but haven't seen my messages. So I was just sitting around. I figured I'd come on.
Yeah, I've been bored out of my fucking ass.
Yeah.
Although my mom calls it, oh, you should bring your laptop out so you're not upstairs sitting bored out of your tits. I'm like, thanks. It's like, okay? Question mark?
You know, it sucks like on your days off when you like um what is this? What's going on the side chat?
I
Uh
have no idea. Spooky, what did you do?
oh, because it's raining? Well, it is raining. It's true.
Uh, yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
supposed to be.
It might be going over my head. But I lost my train of thought too. Yeah, just trying to like get motivated to do something.
Yeah, you said something about days off.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like now I have the time to like get shit done. I'm not like motivated. So I guess that's like I've been Tetrising around my room, which still don't really, it's still pretty embarrassing, but like to like get stuff moved. Like I finally got the desk all put together, and so I dug out my TV and like I had to like move all the boxes over to one side and then set up the TV. So now all the boxes are behind the TV. I have to move the boxes back out and like actually unpack them. So it's like shit. Yeah, it's like playing Tetris in my room like for hours.
Um, to answer your question there, Cece, at first I thought Spooky said that, but no, it's Cece. Um, I actually haven't. I've been kind of playing a little bit here and there, but I don't know. I'm just like, I guess, not really interested in playing a specific game, really. I did play a little bit of Neverwinter yesterday. Shot some people across the fucking room and bitch slapped them. That was great.
And Spooky said no because Carpenter's raccoon bit him a lot. Well, you know, it turned out all right though.
He lived. I guess that's all that matters, really. Apparently, the car wanted to go by at that specific point.
What'd you say?
I saw that the StreamYard caught some moron's car going by like they're trying to race. So I'm like, I guess the car went by exactly at that point to make like some
Oh,
kind of joke. I don't know.
I guess we had a car that caught fire here in the neighborhood like a while ago. I don't know if you saw that on my stream.
I don't think I did.
Through the ashes of it.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that was the other day when I did my little walk around the neighborhood. And then, funny enough, that was where I found that dresser. And then after that, I said I was going to go door dashing, right? And it was crazy because the spot where I picked up that dresser and carried it back over here, well, when I went on my DoorDash, like as soon as I was leaving the neighborhood, first it took me to the mall, like by the mall. Went out by the mall, dropped an order, and then I got another order and I saw it was coming back here. So the spot I dropped off that order on my way back was across the street from where I picked up that dresser when I, when I was walking on stream that day.
Jeez.
That was crazy. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Good afternoon. Good to see you. Christian Carpenter says, I've been bitten by all kinds of animals in my life. To make almost any kind of animal your pet if you don't mind getting bit.
See.
My first cat used to mess me up. I'm pretty sure she was like feral. Like we got her from, she looked nice, clean. We got her in front of a grocery store or whatever, from a box full of kittens. But she was always wild. She was just always trying to attack, no matter who it was.
Sounds like my cat. Oh wait, he has a fucking weird identity crisis going on. Doesn't know if he's human, a cat, a dog, something. Or if he's just a mini murderer in his head.
Yeah.
Cats are definitely interesting, for sure. I don't know, Spooky, you don't sound too old for anything else.
Post that one more time here. If anybody else wants to come chat, drizzle. They're being silly. Oh yeah, sure says share your GoFundMe page. Do you have a link to it?
Somewhere. Hold on.
I also got this, which I accidentally left up on my Prism stream last time, which I didn't realize. Kind of ironically covering the Andrew Wilson's face. But I found this page on Facebook. I was going to send this to you. Although this is like their Facebook page, but they have other images because I don't know if you can use their image, but okay. So maybe delete something first, apparently. Apparently, I have over 100 files in my StreamYard stuffs. That can't be right. There.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think I did actually see that.
Yes, in the back. We got Paul here. Hey, Paul, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I just clicked on your stream and realised you were live, so I thought I'd check out what you're doing. So I don't know what the topic is. I just thought I'd jump in, seeing that you were live, and I noticed Spooky Bede was in the in the chat. So I thought, well, if Spooky Bedhead's here, it's got to be a really good stream. So I thought I'd jump in.
Got the spooky stamp of approval. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's just no topic. We were just kind of chatting it up today, and we were talking about Silverwolf is hosting a GoFundMe right now because she's having to move here. So she's trying to gather up funds. So there's a link for that. Yeah, we ended up kind of chatting about that and how hard it is to live as a single person these days. You know, especially like here in the States. You know.
Mm. Yeah, well, hopefully everything's going good. Are you in much funds? Can you hear me? So can you hear me?
Cut out for a second.
I'm just saying, is it going well? Are you getting many funds coming in on the Just Fund Me?
Oh yeah, I haven't received any donations.
Oh right, okay. And what is it you're doing? You're moving. Is there a reason that you're moving, or is it just something you're wanting to do, or you're having to move? Has something happened?
Yeah, we have to relocate because the landlord is selling all of his properties and it's jacking up the prices.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's happening quite a lot, isn't it? That I don't know what. I take it you live in America, where in the UK there's a lot of new rulings that are coming out for landlords. There's certain things that they've got to do. So obviously, it's costing landlords more money to actually, keep the properties going. So of course, they want to pass that extra money or extra sort of burden that they've got onto the tenants, which is causing tenants the more of a pain trying to find the extra money. And over here as well, a lot of them are selling properties. They're just going, no, I've had enough now. I want out. I'm not renting property anymore. I'm binning it, which is, I understand governments trying to put more pressure onto landlords to keep up the standard of property. But what tends to happen is when they put more restrictions on landlords just throw their hands in the air and go, right, I'm selling up, I want out. So that then makes that the private sector for renting property becomes less. So there's less property available for people to rent due to the fact that all these landlords are just selling up and getting out of it. So, yeah, I can understand it's a complete nightmare. And unfortunately, it's people like you that end up being the worst hit because you have the upheaval of having to move and then the nightmare of trying to find another property to move into, which is probably going to be more expensive than the one that you're in, because the landlords that are carrying on renting the properties are now going to charge more for it. So unfortunately, it's people like you that it hits. The landlord always has the option of just selling up and getting out of it. And unfortunately, that's happening more and more now.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because like any place they have like rent controlled properties or something like that, it's like the trade off then is that the properties end up being dilapidated, right? Like they don't get cared for.
Yeah.
I saw a documentary with this lady who lives with like a trailer with the roof is falling in or whatever, and they won't come and fix it, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, you've got a lot of landlords that want to get as much profit as they can for the property that they're renting, and they don't want to spend any money on the property. They just want to try and get as much money as they can, as fast as they can. And like I say, when new rules come in that governments come up with that put more restrictions on landlords. Like I say, unfortunately, it's the tenant that is eventually going to be the one that suffers. It's always the tenant that's going to suffer. The friend of mine, who I actually my work colleague, he has 3 properties that he rents out. Now, he doesn't charge a fortune for them. It basically covers his mortgage. He's still got a mortgage on these properties, so it covers the mortgage and a little bit extra. And due to the taxing in the UK, he has to pay obviously tax on the rent that comes in. So, say for argument's sake, I don't know the exact figures, so don't quote me on these. But say for argument's sake, his mortgage is £700 a month. If he's getting £900 a month for the renting of the properties, he has to pay tax on that £900 a month, and he's still got the £700 to pay. So he's got the tax to pay. It only just covers his mortgage, but then they're coming, right, you need this regulation, you need this one, you have to do this one has to be in. So then he has to fork out money to pay for that to be done. He then, as far as he's concerned, he classes himself out of pocket because his mortgage is £700 a month. By the time he's got the money from the tenant, he's only actually receiving about £600, and he's got to pay for these additional things. Now, I own my own property. I don't have properties that I rent out, and like I said to him, you can't expect the tenant to pay for everything. You're still in profit, even though you're forking out. You're getting 90% of your mortgage paid, so this isn't costing you anything. You're only paying about 10% towards your mortgage. Property prices are rising, so your investment is still rising, even though it's costing you so much a month. Your investment is still rising. So in 10 years' time, 15 years' time, whatever it is that you do decide to sell, you bought the property at X amount of price, it's now gone up by 15, 20%. That's when you'll get your profit. And he sort of gets that. He does get that. He spends about, I think it's about £6,000 or £7,000 a year on the properties that he has. Whether it's replacing doors, replacing windows, doing fire regulations, gas regulations, he spends about £6,000 or £7,000 a year on that religiously because it gives him a tax break. If he spends £6,000 or £7,000 on the properties, he doesn't have to pay tax on that. So it's beneficial for him to actually put money into the properties. So his properties are probably at the highest you can get. But unfortunately, you do have people that are in this business, which is they don't want to fork any money out themselves. They expect to be able to rent the property out, and the money that they get pays for the mortgage that they're paying, pays for all the maintenance, and pays for all the regulations, and still they expect to get a profit. And that's where it all breaks down.
Yeah. Long-term.
And again, Silver, it's people like you that in the end, it's you that are going to pay for all this. It's not them, because, like I said, they've always got the option to just ignore what the government says, take the rent off you, and then when things do get a bit tough and they've neglected the property, they haven't maintained their own property, and they get to a point where they can't physically, they don't physically have the money to put the property up to the right standards, that they just go, right, I'm getting out, I'm selling, and unfortunately you'll get told you need to move out, I'm selling up. So they still win.
Yeah, it's a losing game for us.
Yes, unfortunately, it's the people at the bottom are the ones who actually ultimately pay, and it's down to greed of the landlords. If you're going to buy a property, I mean, I'm not in that position. The only property I've bought is a property I live in. But if I could go back 20 or 30 years, I could buy 2 or 3 properties. So I can buy the property that I'm living in, and I buy 2 or 3 other properties. And what I do is I buy them to rent out. And I think, well, I can buy this. The mortgage on each property is only going to be X amount, and I can charge this, which is more than what my mortgage is going to be. Basically, it's costing me nothing. These people pay my mortgage. They pay it off, and I get a little bit of extra income from that. That isn't how we should look at it. You should look at it as a long-term investment, not something that from day one you're getting an income from. It's sort of like playing the long game. Now, if I had the opportunity now, if I could go back, I'm too old now. If I could go back 30 years, if I could buy a property separate from my own, and it's going to cost me, say, £600 a month for that mortgage for that property, but I can rent it out. Even if it's costing me a small amount of money each month to put towards a mortgage. So there's £600 a month for the mortgage, but I'm only going to get £550 worth of rent. £50 a month I'm putting in towards a mortgage. Any maintenance that needs doing for that, it might cost me £200,000 a year for like replacing a boiler. Any other maintenance that needs doing on the property is costing me £2,000 or £3,000 a year for that. You think, well, why do you bother doing it? You're not earning any profit. Well, yes, I am, because I can afford to put that into this property. This is a long-term investment. In 20 years' time, when that mortgage is paid off, I bought the property, say, 30 years ago, I bought the property for £60,000. Now, 20 years later, 30 years later, I'm not selling the property for £60,000. I'm selling it for £200,000. That's when I get my profit. But unfortunately, landlords want property on month one. That's where it breaks down.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't catch that. What did you say, Silver? I didn't hear you.
Oh no, I was just saying that sounds about right of what Paul was talking about.
Hi-Yo Bond. Here's one more link in the side chat there. Yeah, I think, if I were to buy a property, I'd want something like, for me, just something that I could like homestead on, like that's what I've always wanted. Like, I don't, as far as, like having a little bit of development space, but keeping it like mostly natural and kind of insulated. Like, that would be my ideal.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd like something like that. I mean, I live in what you call a terraced house, so I live on a street. There's I've got neighbour next door, neighbour behind me. I've got for the UK, it's an all right sized garden. It's probably about 15 meters, no, 18 meters in length, probably about 8 meters wide. So I've got all this space. I'm sat in the shed now at the bottom of the garden. I've got a very small plot of land at the front of the garden, and then a road that goes down it. So, yeah, I would like something that was totally detached, out in the middle of nowhere with a couple of several acres of land around it. I'd love something like that, but I just can't afford it.
Yeah, that'd be.
I mean, the house prices are ridiculous. I mean, we live in a 3-bedroom house. We've got living room downstairs. There's a hallway. There's a fairly large kitchen upstairs. There's 2 double bedrooms, a small bedroom which is single bed size. What one person would be fine in there. I mean, my kids, they grew up in there, so they were absolutely fine. And small to medium-sized bathroom, which is like a bath, shower, sink, and toilet, and then the gardens that we've got. And the price of this is about £155,000, which is absolutely a ridiculous amount of money. Luckily enough, I bought it 20 years ago. I only paid £32,000 for it. Now it's worth £155,000. That is absolute fucking madness that it's worth that amount of money. My next door neighbour, I've quite often had a conversation with him. He'd go, "Oh, our house prices have gone up. This was like going back a few years ago. Our houses they're now worth 80,000. They're now worth 90,000. They're now worth 100,000." And he was getting all dead excited about it. And I went, "Why are you happy about the house being worth that much?" And he went, "Well, because that's how much it's worth." I went, "It doesn't matter how much it's worth. You've still got to live in it. Even if it goes £1,000 tomorrow, or 500, £500,000 tomorrow, right? You still need somewhere to live. So it's irrelevant to you. Because if you want to move, your next house that you buy is going to be X amount more. I mean, I would love to be able to move and get in the area that you're talking about, something that's detached. But if this is worth £150,000, the next house I want to buy is now £200,000. At my age, I cannot afford to have a £50,000 mortgage on top of my head. I just can't do it. It's not physically possible. But if I was to wake up tomorrow and the house prices totally crash, and my house is now worth what I paid for it, £30,000, that means the next house I want to buy is only going to cost me 40. So I've only got to find £10,000 to buy the next property, which is a big step up from what I've got. But if my house is worth £150,000, the next house I want to buy, which is a step up, is now another £50,000 on top of that. It's just not possible. Unfortunately, people look at property as an investment, and that is the biggest mistake that we've got. And we all do it. We all look at houses and property as an investment. It isn't an investment. It's a necessity. Everybody needs a roof over their head. Everyone needs a place to live. Let's not have house prices as high as they are. It's pointless. I can't spend the money that the house is worth. If this was double price tomorrow, so it goes from £155,000 and goes to £300,000. So I wake up tomorrow morning, my house is worth £300,000. What does that benefit me? It doesn't at all. Because I still need to live in the bloody house, so it doesn't matter what it's worth. To see where I'm going. If I sell the house and pocket the £300,000, I think, yeah, I've got £300,000. Now where are you going to live? Well, I'm going to rent. Well, that's going to cost you a fortune now because you're now renting properties at £300,000. They ain't going to be renting you them at £1,600 a month. They're going to be at £1,500, £2,000 a month. So I'm never going to own property again. It's crazy. House prices is crazy, but it's the same here as it is over there. People buy property and go, "I'll buy property. It's an investment. Buy property, invest in property. You can't fail. It's going to collapse at some point. It's got to do. Yeah,
that's what they always do. They always come up to a peak and then boom, and then like the 2000s, right?
Yeah, and I've also said to people that if they buy properties today, say for argument's sake, someone who's to buy. I mean, mine's a very modest house. It really is. But say if someone was to buy a house that's 150,000, so they might have a mortgage of say 130. They put a £20,000 deposit. The mortgage is £130,000. Now, if houses in a year's time were to start going down, so now the house that they bought was 150,000, and suddenly they wake up tomorrow morning and the house is now worth only say 100,000. It's dropped. What's changed with them? The day before, they were happy with the rent that they were paying. They were happy in the house that they purchased. It's now worth less than what they bought it for. What has actually changed with them? Nothing. They're happy with the house. They were happy with the mortgage. The only thing that's happened is figures on a computer screen. In 10 years' time, They'll be paying the mortgage off. In 10 years' time, it will creep back up and it'll be worth what they paid for it. So they're not going to lose any money on it. If you're happy paying your mortgage today and you're happy with the house that you're in, the value of it tomorrow is absolutely irrelevant, because if it goes up or it goes down, your lifestyle, nothing at all changes with you. Like I say, if I wake up tomorrow morning, this is worth £150,000. If I wake up tomorrow morning and it's worth £50,000, people around here will be like gutted. They've just lost £100,000 on their house. Well, what's actually changed? From yesterday to today, what's changed? Nothing. You still live in the property that you enjoy living in, and you enjoy paying the mortgage. You're happy with the mortgage that you pay. Nothing has changed at all. But it's all about profit, maximising as much as you can get as a landlord, fortunately. And like I say, Silver is the type of people that pay for it, nobody else. Because they've all got a get out clause, which is put the house on the market and just sell it and get out, with total disregard for people like Silver.
Yeah. Here, which is why I suggest I rent a room from the homeowner, so we have a good relationship, and so it's
So when do you have to move, Silver? How long have you got before you have to move?
We have to be out tomorrow.
Have you got somewhere available?
I might be at my grandma's for a few nights, but other than that, nowhere else. For right now, at least.
Right. Yeah, that's crap. So what are you going to do with all this stuff? Do you have to get it all packed up? Do you have to put it into storage? Do you have much that you're going to have to sort of like store?
It's funny because we actually already have everything packed up, and we have a lot of it. We have like 3 storage units filled right now.
Right. So are you going to have to pay for the storage units as well until you get somewhere else?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so where do you see you going? Do you go to your grandparents, are you?
Yeah, my grandma's for right now.
Right. So who is it? Is it just you? Have you got a partner? Is there any kids involved?
It's just me.
Just you. Do you think your grandparents will be able to keep you allowed to stay there for a longer period, or is it just going to be just like a few days?
It's just going to be for a few days.
So what'll happen then? So say this time next week, have you got somewhere to go after the grandparents?
I should, yeah.
Yeah. Are you working there?
I do work. I just have a crappy job with a lack of hours of pay.
Right. So while this is all going on, you've still got to obviously go to work, and then in the meantime find somebody somewhere else to. I don't know how it works over there in America. Do you have to like apply to like if a property comes up for rent? Do you have to sort of like put into like a bidding system where there might be half a dozen of you applying to rent this property, and then they decide from that pool of people who actually gets it?
I think what from my understanding is that if there's a specific place that you want to get, you can you have a security deposit to put down, but you
Yeah.
have to call and see if it's still available. Um, and then after that, you can apply and then wait until if the approval goes through. So
And what sort of deposit do you need down? Is it like a month's rent? So you'd have to pay like a month's rent as a deposit and then pay a month in advance. Is that how it works? Or
it depends on the place that you're looking at. I've seen a few places that you can put down like for say $500 in deposit, and you
yeah,
pay I think like 12, possibly 1,300 a month. Um, there's a place that you can do that, but you can also get like 1 month free off of rent, I guess, which is interesting. Um, but then there's other places that once you apply, you put down the security deposit, and then you move it right in, and I guess like the rent kind of you can. Some places you can negotiate with the landlord, like we have. Um, and then there are some places that you kind of can't because it's like certain departments or certain cities and towns, I guess.
yeah. And I suppose that if you're competing against other people and you don't have the amount of money to put down the deposit and somebody else does, obviously they're going to be chosen over you, aren't they? So if you're trying to negotiate with the landlord and say, well, I can't afford a $500 bond, I can afford say a $300 bond. He might be quite happy to take that if you're the only person that's applying. But if somebody else is applying and they can pay the full $500 bond, the chances are he's going to take them over you, isn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Do you
I
guys
hope
have
you.
like
Oh, sorry.
do you guys have like sliding scale rentals there that are based on your income? Like we have those here, like to where like they look at your income and they say, oh well, if you make like say $1,700 a month, then we're only going to take whatever percentage of that, so your rent would only be like $700 a month. Like
Yeah, we have that here too.
Yeah, but obviously in that situation, so if somebody else comes along who's got a higher paid job, again, they're going to be chosen over you, aren't they? Because the landlord is going to earn more money off them than he is off you. So even if even if he's happy to do a sliding scale,
what those places, I don't think they are selective like that because they get subsidized by the government, so they're collecting the same amount either way.
okay, right, got you, right.
But I think usually there's like you have to apply, and then sometimes you'll have to wait like on a waiting list for however long it takes.
Yeah, I like to say, I mean, I've not been in that situation. I haven't rented for, well, I haven't because prior to moving here, I was in the army, so my accommodation was military accommodation. So I've not really had a lot of experience with the rental side of the market. So I'm not up to par with how it works in the UK. I hear stories and what people tell me and what I see in the on social media or from newspapers and stuff like that, but I've never experienced it myself. I think we have something similar to that here. You can get like if somebody's living on like a minimum wage, so even though they're working, they might be on a really low pay scale. They can get like a universal credit where certain things that the government will subsidise, put towards, they might help with rent and that might help with council tax and things like that. But again, I don't know how it works 100% over here.
Yeah, like I make too much to qualify for any low income assistance, but like they don't account for child support or anything like that, right? So
Yeah.
like those count my income.
Right, so you don't get any subsidy whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah. And what sort of accommodation do you have? You say you're just renting like a single room?
Yeah, I rent a garage, a car park. What's going? No. Popcorn?
No, I think it broke up. I never heard. I heard you say that you rent a single. It sounded like you rented a garage, and then it went dead.
Yeah, I rent a garage. Yeah. Know what I heard in the background? Silver muted.
Oh, so it might be my radio. I've got a radio turned on here. I'll turn it down just
Yeah,
in case.
it sounded like someone was making popcorn or something.
Yeah, I'm an amateur radio operator, so I've got the radio on in the side, so sometimes noise will come through. So yeah, that's probably what you heard. I've just turned it on like.
At first I thought it was Abe's head.
Yeah, no, it's the radio I've got on.
I don't know if you answered Silver Housey's question in the side chat there. Parents have the possibility, but that's you've already so you've already tried that. Just leave it at that.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, it says I think $700 a month to rent a room. It's not bad. My rent here is $800 a month. So
For a garage?
the best yeah.
I mean, 800 a month, that's going to be about £600, £650 £650 a month, £700 a month, something like that. And all they get is a garage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I use the house as well. But yeah, my room is a garage. I can use the kitchen inside and everything. But I have my own like mini fridge, microwave.
You could probably where I live, you would get a 3-bedroom house for that.
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, where I live, next
nice.
door but one to me, they're renting next door but one to me, and I think they pay about £650 a month, which would be £650 a month would be about what you're paying.
Yeah.
And they've got a front garden, 3-bedroomed house, back garden, which is, like I said, 18 meters long by about 8 meters wide.
That'd be nice. No, here it would be at least twice as much just to get a studio apartment, and for that you need the deposit. You need the first month and last month's rent to put down. So, I mean, it ends up costing you quite a bit just to get into the place. So
yeah, and that's probably the same with them as well. They would probably at least need to put a month's deposit down and pay a month in advance, I would have thought.
right.
Yeah, so it's probably going to cost them in the best part. Anybody moving into one of these houses around here, you'll be looking at the best part of over £1,000 just to get started, just for your first month.
And yes, sure, I do share a bathroom.
Right. Anyway, I'm just going to get some more coke because I need another JD. I need to go to the house and get me coke.
$1,200 for a 1-bedroom in the hood. Sounds about right. Living in America. Yeah, my neighborhood's pretty good. You'd probably call it good compared to Sacramento, but yeah, for the Bay Area, it's pretty good. Different standards.
Right, I'm back. I've got my JD. Anyway, I'm gonna flick around YouTube, see if there's anything else going on. And Silver, I wish you all the best, and I hope you get things sorted and it all works out well for you. Normally things do, so best of luck to you, and hopefully it works out to your advantage eventually.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by, Paul.
Yeah, no worries. Like I say, I'm going to jump out. I'm going to have a flick around to YouTube, drink my last JD, and then I'll be off to bed because it's 12:30 here. 12:30 midnight.
Yeah, I think Brojo's still alive. Check that out.
There's what, sorry?
I think Brojo's still alive. You want to check that out?
Brojo, can't think who that is.
Oh, Brojo? Anybody have the link?
Yeah, if anybody has a link. I'll wait and see if a link jumps in.
Yeah, Brojo. He changed his channel name, but I think he'll still pop up if you search 420 Cafe.
420 Cafe. Let me just have a look. Let me just open a little link so I can see.
Tobin, good to see you, buddy. Find it?
Let me have a look.
No?
Hold on. I got you.
No.
I think Silver said she got it.
If everything doesn't load so slow, that would be great.
Yeah, if I do it, it might kick me out of the stream.
Oh, see, Tobin's in. Tobin's in the house. Hey up, Tobin. How's it going, fella? Hope you're keeping well. Someone's just dropped a link in. Let me click on that. It's not going to let me. I'm going to have to copy the link. Aren't I? Yeah, I found this link. He's doing a live stream at the moment, and it may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's live at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might check that out. So anyway, I'll bid you all adieu, and I'll catch you all on the next one.
All right. See you later, Paul.
Yeah, see you later. Ta-da. See you later, Tobin. It's been a long time, fella. Need to catch up at some point, but catch you later, Kevin. And see you later, Tobin. And see you later, Silver.
Yeah. Good on me. Yeah.
The sheep, flowery, beautiful sheep. Oh. Yes,
I
I'm
could
totally
say
watching.
it's just like you.
Well, I just, finished. I don't want my clothes to get wrinkly. God. 200K on my credit. Well, if Halsey's still up, and I guess you want to work on that project, or Christopher Halsey inside chat there. Well, I could do it now. Oh, just answering Cher's question. It'll probably take a second.
I think it might have been a little delayed on her end.
What?
I think when you asked the question, it might have been a little bit delayed on her end.
Oh, it didn't come through. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I don't know. I was thinking I might go over to Brojo's too.
Hi, William.
William, good to see you, buddy. Hanging out with your friends, learning some interesting raccoon factoids. That. Trash pandas love me. What can I say? Not sure if who's supposed to join them. Brojo? No. Oh, 20 minutes. Yes, 20 minutes. Okay, now that I see that. Perfect. Which means I need to go tune up my guitar. And practice this riff. Dumpster line. So I'll do that, and I'll text you back, Silver, and then I'll probably see everybody over at Brojo. Maybe still live later on. So yes, good luck with everything. I know Cher said she'd help out. We can get some more donations. We'll keep working on it over here. Yeah.
Will do.
Don't give up hope. Keep looking around for options and stuff. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Be good. Much love, everybody else in side chat. William, Spooky, Paul, Tobin. Oop. Do that. Share. Christian Carpenter earlier. Everybody in side chat. I'm gonna end the stream now. Well,